way better now. We just restarted the stream. We had some issues before, and so I'm doing part 2 of the stream maybe, or maybe we'll restart it. Who knows? Hard to say on this. Let's show you what the issues were here. So that's kind of where we are now. We ended up shutting down and killing OBS, and hold on a second. I took a screenshot of it, and so you can see it just before.
We shut down OBS, but then there were 3 copies of the, there we go, the OBS browser page exe.
They were still
every last
running.
Morsel of CPU that it could get hands on.
Yeah, and so I had been connected to a VPN before we started, and as we were going, we're looking at the stream was really, the upload speed was low, and I thought, oh, VPN, so I shut down the VPN, and OBS was like, what? You know, like that. And so I think that's kind of an explanation in terms of, you know, how we got here, how we got to this point. But
Maybe, yeah.
Anyway, I restarted OBS. Let's now see what happens here. We're going to come in here. If it's going to load itself up, everything's going to be happy. Again,
seems a lot better. I'm seeing the stream. There's a delay of maybe 1.5 seconds at most.
Yeah.
Quality's good. I'm hoping everybody else is seeing the same results.
Yeah, the stream does look. The numbers I'm getting here too are good as well. So I'm thinking, all right, not bad. So over the weekend, I had some. Will Bennett says good for him. Excellent. Glad to hear that. Yeah, it's looking. The numbers looking good here on upload speed. So that was the key. I'm glad we went through and did that. Although I'm looking over here at Task Manager, what's going on with, hold on, Visual Studio. Visual Studio is like at 36%. What are you doing over here, Visual Studio? Oh, because we're running.
Service pack due out, maybe?
Well, we're running. I'm not sure exactly what it is. Oh, no, we're good now. Okay. Just for a second, it was like, you know, saying, hey, look at me. So we've got, let's bring up the source code base that we're working with that's out here. Episode 87 begin. That is today's show right there. I have checked in a number of things here. One of the things that I checked in a ton of changes to this DND core. In fact, I'm not even sure if DND core was here. I think these files were all up here.
That's unfamiliar to me, but you're
okay.
extracting a few extra pieces out of there.
Yeah, what I did is I moved a bunch of files from our Dungeon Master app up here, the WPF app, put it down in DND core. So that we have this kind of core set of classes so that I could create some test cases so I could start testing the D&D classes, because by golly, kids, who would have known that this Dungeons & Dragons game is kind of complex? It's kind of complex.
A game based around horrendous degrees of statistics and numbers. I mean, who'd have thunk?
I did not thunk it. But now that I thought it, I'm like, oh, we need some friggin' test cases like crazy. And these classes, yeah. Now, most of the time I'm doing like really fun visual stuff, which is it's hard to test that. It's really hard to set up unit tests for visuals. However, for these low-level classes, it's incredibly easy to do. So I was like, all right, let's start creating some test cases. And just to kind of bring you up to speed in terms of what I've done here, let's go over here. What do I have? I thought the attack tests were most interesting, but it looks like I've got them in a different full.
Maybe monster or damage or.
Yeah, it looks like I haven't moved them. They're here. Because we're running, I can't move them to their own file. Okay. But here's an example. I create a monster called a Vine Blight, a barbarian, an elf, and a druid. I set the elf's creature size to small, the barbarian's to huge, right? And then I check to make sure I verify that nobody's currently has the condition of being grappled, right? Then I did to do an attack from the Vine Blight onto the elf using the constrict attack.
Yep.
Which I guess if we must learn about that, what constrict does, it's right in here. It has a bludgeoning damage of 2d6 plus 2. It's non-magical. And it adds a condition which impacts any size smaller than huge with a 12 escape DC and allows one concurrent target. right? So can you see what's going on here? This is
I
like
don't know what you're talking about. That's really easy.
it's
All right,
not. It's not. Yeah. Not to mention, Vine Blight also has entangling plants, which is an area attack, not a melee attack. An area of 15 feet has a recharge of 2, which means every time it's its turn, it has a 2 out of 6 chance of recharging that once it's used it and getting it back. Has a duration of 1 minute. Look at this stuff. This is insane.
Sorry for the barbarian. I think the poor guy needs a break.
Yeah, the filtered condition, who gets attacked? The creature gets to decide, right? And saving throw, it's a 12 on the strength ability, right? So there's so it's got 2 different attacks, right? It's got all of these other things. I set abilities from string because I just wanted to copy and paste the data in here for doing a couple of these tests real quickly, right? Mm-hmm. And it's got a trait here that doesn't really have any effects. It's just a description that the Dungeon Master can read. That's the Vine Blight. Here's the V-Rock right here. This is just also kind of crazy, but it's got a beak attack, a talons attack, a spores attack, right? 2 melee attacks, an area attack right there. It's got the damage, these kinds of things. You can see what's going on here, right? We can, on the Screech, by the way, we include target senses, includes hearing. You have to be able to hear it for it to be able to hit you and attack you. Okay, so see what's going on? There's complexity all over the place. And so back over where we were looking in our...
damage tests.
The test condition grapple right here, right? We verify nobody's been grappled. Then we attack all 3 with the constrict. Also, the druid is going to roll a 12 on this, I think. And the barbarian results, it should be false, should not be grappled because the barbarian is huge, has the huge size, so it's not smaller than huge. So that's kind of what's going on there. So in order to make all of this, crazy stuff work, I had to create things like a class called size smaller than, right? Which allows me to specify the size, and then later on we call its isTruth function. It descends from a class I created called comparison filter, right? Which has just got this isTrue kind of thing right here going, and we just make a call on that. And I know there are probably people out there that said, well, why didn't you do an interface? And I was like, I don't know, because I just kind of like this. We could do either one and be okay and happy with it. And anyway, so that's basically what I did over the weekend. I was like,
so you've got a situation here that you're setting up the nature of the test. Now, Dungeons and Dragons involves a lot of dice rolling normally. Okay, so a lot of random, or at least an influence of random against this. But you said there that he's rolled the 12. So for the purposes of setting up this test, you're fixing those rolls.
Right.
Factually, let's make this assumption. And that means that your test is still reproducible. It will work the same way, or should work the same way each and every time you run it. So we change a mechanic here and there, but the input data remains the same. Is that right?
Yes.
Good stuff.
It's good. And so I'm also, in terms of to support testing, I'm going to create a dice roller for the testing so that I can, roll a random, and then the dice roll, I'll pass in a testing dice roller instead of like an actual one.
Sure.
For the real game, I'm going to automatically roll all the rolls that the Dungeon Master would normally have to roll. I'm just going to automatically run those babies like clockwork and say, here's where they are. I am going to, for the players, I'll allow the players to interact in some way to do their role. So they'll be able to initiate, they'll be able to see the role. I'm going to create a standalone app. We'll do that on this show as well, I expect, where they'll have a standalone app where it'll show a 3D dice rolling, and that 3D dice will also be appearing live over the stream as well. So they'll be able to see it, and you'll be able to see. It's important to get that in their hands, the 3D dice on their machines, so that you can see their reaction. It times up with the dice rolling, because otherwise, if they have to wait till they see it on the stream what their dice roll is, there's this weird sync problem. It's the only way to solve the sync problem that I can think of. So that's what I did. That's what I did with the code. That's all code is all checked in. I've also, by the way, reached out to D&D and Beyond, and I said, hey guys, I want to be able to work with your stuff, because dndbeyond.com has got, in general, a really nice interface for monitoring for maintaining character classes and running the Dungeon Master scene. I just want to be able to put our graphics on in corresponding to changes that occur there. And they said, well, our interface isn't public. And I go, yeah, I know. I want to sign an NDA. I want to get the private access to it. And they're like, sorry, but that's not available to anybody in the public. I'm sorry. And I'm like, yeah, I know. And I want to apologize for this third email and being relentless, but I want to do this. And I even told them that I would, be happy to pay for it, sign whatever NDAs they want. If this is a no, I may find out where their offices are and just, knock on the door and say, hey, how's it going? I'm that guy. And that you were hoping would never actually show up right here. And guess who's going to be? It's not leaving.
That's how you asked me to marry you.
Yeah, this is my wife, Karen, in the background saying, that's how you got me to marry you. Because I simply stopped. I sent her an email.
Showed up at my door.
I showed up at her door. I'm not going away.
Stubborn works.
Well, it's not stubborn, Rory. It's just relentless. It is relentless, right? What I lack in charm and, hotness and sophistication, tolerability, I make up with pure relentlessness is what I do. So Will Bennett says, view models is a solution for testing visuals in WPF. Will, yes, you're right. You're like my mentor out there. You're like the whispering in my ear saying, do it the right way, Mark. Do it the right way, Mark. And yes, I totally believe you and agree absolutely that is likely to yield very good results. So thanks for that, Will. Totally agree with that. So today, though, I'm not going to work on any of this today. We might go play a little bit more with this maybe tomorrow. But today what I want to do is I actually want to be able to send actual real data across. In other words, when I come in and change something up here, say like to hello here, and I commit that, I want the data on the stream to be updated. I want to see that text up there. So if I come in here and I say, for alignment, I say chaotic good, like here, and I hit enter, I want this to change right here in the stream. I'm sorry, I'm highlighting the wrong thing. This thing to the left of the the cursor right here that's highlighted, the chaotic evil, to change. That's what I want to do. So
in the same way as when you just click it normally, we've got the highlighting working correctly. You actually want to transfer the data that's in there when the commit happens so that it shows up in the stream. Because we've got to remember that this WPF app is only going to be available to the Dungeon Master. Okay, he's the only one that interacts with it. So any effect produced in conjunction with it needs to be transmitted to the stream as well.
Yeah, any effect. So for example, if we unequip an item, or we drink a potion, or we hit somebody with something and it's magical, whatever it is, that we want to be able to transmit those effects over. So just to give you a big picture on this, Rory, and everyone else who's listening, we're not just going to use this to send stats over. We're going to use this also to show the map, and that there could be area effects on the map as well. Like we could have a particle effect around a player. That means we're going to have the map, we're going to have the players on there. We're going to essentially build a full-on, Dungeon Master's animation kind of piece here. I'm noticing the drone doesn't seem to have worked here. Let's see what's going on with that. Let's explore.
Test Blood didn't either. I think we maybe still have a disconnection with the chat room.
Launch. Let's see what happens when I do launch. Launch does not work. Wonder if, let's try refresh of the overlay. See if that happens. What happens with that? The drone game.
We did have a lot of stuff working at the end of the last episode. So
cache of current page. I'm just going to, we had restarted a bunch of times, and I had my stuff, my stuff was running when we restarted, and so I'm wondering if there's, potential connection loss. I don't really know, but let's see. It's loading back up still. Roy, your mic is close to your mouth. I'm hearing you breathe a little bit. Yeah.
Okay, let's move that slightly out of the way.
Because
any better there.
Normally I wouldn't mind, but because we're striving for a professional show, we're gonna.
Well, yeah.
It's incredibly better now. It's great. I'm still waiting for the load to finish. Let's see what happens here. Give it another second. Come on. I did choose refresh cache or current page, so it's going to have to load up all those. There we go. It's done. Launch. Launch isn't working for me. Drone is not working for me either. I almost bet, though, that if I restart over here in this world, it will work. In fact, let's just give that a shot. Let's try that. And close that down. I'm closing down the pieces I need to close. I'm going to shut down every instance of Chrome. There they go. And restart. And let's switch our view out here so we're not using that. We're going to kind of force ourselves to reload all of these. Okay. Oh, it's switched over to another view. So this is interesting, this view right here. So everybody who's watching the stream is like, wait, there's another camera up here? Yeah, this is the camera on one of the other players as we go. So I'm going to I'll switch that back over to here so we'll get rid of that. There's normally a blue screen right behind that other player there. Okay, that seemed to load up really fast. Let's see what happens now. Do we get drone working now? I don't see it. Oh wait, I hear it.
Launch worked.
But I'm not seeing it on the stream.
I'm not seeing it either.
All right, let's come over here. See what we got going on over here.
Huh.
Are we seeing it here or not? It may not be in this one. That just means the promise is okay. Let's do /drone overlay. I'm not sure where the sound effect's coming from.
I must admit, I'm not either.
Let me switch the view back over here. It's because I switched the view. It was coming from OBS. It's very similar to what I was thinking the problem was before, where the resources were just maxed out on it. But let's see what happens here. I've got drone overlay and it's loading. When it's done loading, we'll do the same commands over here and see if they come through to here. And if they do, then we can probably safely conclude that it's a resource-related issue. To which I'm also kind of hopeful that a restart of the whole machine will fix it. Planets are working, says Will. Yeah, the planets are working.
Yeah, we did see that.
Yeah, so it feels like it's it feels like that's the case. All right, let's come in here. We're going to say, we get ready to type in drone here. There it is. So that worked.
Drone, that's good.
Yeah, so the drone worked. I actually, by the way, tested drone out, and drone was working earlier today, but I think that we've got a resource issue. The Michael Jolly's following. Thank you, Michael Jolly. Good to have you as a follow. Really appreciate that. Okay, so we've got some drones that are actually able to fly, just not on the mainstream, and my feeling is it's resource related. So I have to clean that. We'll have to clean that up. So let's see. Let's get to where I want to. I don't want to drag you guys off because I want to give you guys space to play. But I also want to kind of go in and figure this out and start making some changes here, which to do, we're going to have to shut this thing down anyway. So I'm going to shut all this down. We're going to kill all of this that's running and kill Mr. Announcer Bot. I'll load him up separately so we can still control him. Close this down here. Okay. Shut down every instance. Also, let's go start up Mr. Announcer Bot separately. Here comes Mr. Announcer Bot.
And there he is.
Loads everybody up. It's interesting. It usually tells me the players, I thought. Maybe it's going to tell me that a little bit later. Maybe on this save is when it's going to tell me all the people who have been watching the show and for how long. Will Bennett's been with us for something like 59 shows, at least more than that. But since we started tracking, he's been definitely out there and helping us out a lot. Okay, so I want to go to DHDM, and it's been a while since I've been in this user control. It's, I think, the character sheet right here. Character sheets, and let's look at the view code. I'm looking for see if there's a changed kind of thing. Page change is in there. On page changed. Nope, nothing in there.
It's activated some mouse downs, but not a lot else.
Let's look at the grid sheet. Wait, let's go back actually. Let's go back to character sheet. What's going on here with the character sheets? I just got a bunch of these here. Stat box. Okay, well, now I got a decision to make. So I have I've got this thing loaded with all the pieces I need. right? But I have
Yeah.
no change events on any of these. I just have focus item events on them.
Right.
So my decision is, do I, add a couple change events for a couple as a test and then build it? Or do I try to programmatically hook all the change events that are on here so I don't actually have to manually do it? And I think actually the second one sounds and feels a little bit better to me, but
Yeah.
I got to kind of wait till after it's loaded. Oh man, what am I going to do here? What can I do to get out of this before Will Bennett says view model in the chat room?
Solution to all known problems everywhere.
Yeah, well, so like, cause here's the question, or here's the thing is, I guess the way I was looking at this is I was just thinking, you know what, the controls would hold the data. I don't really need it anywhere else at all. I just need for this thing to be able to generate from the data the character. That's what the character. That's what I need is I need a character from all this data. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm thinking about creating, since the character generation is, I think, the most important and the event hookup is like the most tedious and uninteresting, I think I'm going to do is this, is I'm going to, in my alignment one right here, I'm going to create an event for onChanged here. What do I have? Data, text changed. What do I have? Got a lot of size changed, no text changed. What is this? Is this my own control that I created?
I
No.
wonder, yeah, I was about to ask what a stat box actually was.
It is my own control. Let's go to my own control and see what's going on over here.
Well, then it recommends the inverse of the reverse of whatever you decide.
He's right. Absolutely.
Usually is.
Okay, let's go to stat box over here. And let's go drill to the code. Actually, let's come back over here. Here's my text edit. Text changed. Ooh, I do have a text changed. And we're just doing that. But what we should really do is have something here. We need an event for it, I think. Last time we seemed to get into trouble with this, by the way. Roy, can you do a bang AWE test in the chat room to make sure that we're connected? Oh, wait, I've got to switch back over here so we can actually see it. Otherwise, you won't see it.
Awesome!
Looks like it's working.
That's
Okay.
good.
All right. So let's try this again. Let's create a new routed event here. This is going to be changed, text changed, stat changed. I like that. Stat changed. Event, and we're good with all of this. I'm going to keep those. And so
Once again, you got to love the amount of code there that we didn't have to remember how to write because we had a template there from CodeRushed to help us out.
Yeah. All right, so then I'm going to call stat changed here, I think is what I'm going to do. And then now I'm going to go over into character sheet. So now we've got some stat boxes here. We've got a text block. What is this? That's the +2. Well, that's a text block. Sorry, not. So we've got stat boxes everywhere. We've got checks as well. Yeah, I think what I'm going to do is I am going to write some code that hooks all the events. But for now, I'm going to do a one event on this one right here, the stat alignment. So we're going to say stat changed, and that's equal to a new event handler. Is that you, Rory? It's Will Bennett.
That's Will. He's got there ahead of me.
I was thinking, well, I know a guy who likes to collect coins. This is what I was thinking. All right, so we're going to call this just any stat change like this. We'll rename that there. Rename that there. And so now with any stat changed, we want to come in and we want to actually figure out what the character is for this. And ultimately, I think we want to go on out and trigger a second event out for the character sheet that says character changed is what I think we want to do. So let's come in here. We're going to create another routed event, and it's going to be called this character changed. By the way, I see chat room stuff. Okay, it's just you guys flying your drones. Good. Make sure there's nothing out there. Nobody's saying anything out there important that I need to worry about. Okay, and so we've got a character changed event, so I'm going to call on character changed as well. And then finally, we're going to come out here to main, the main XAML thing. And it's funny too, because I'm just now thinking, oh, how poorly designed is this thing that I've done? On character changed, I'm going to say pretty poorly is what I'm thinking. Character sheets should be able to create a character. Character sheets, are we going to, in our character change, are we going to send ourselves out here? Character change event args. What do I have here? I have some object. I wonder if I can set original source, or is that all set for me? Yeah, it's all getters on these, isn't it? Okay. Wait, what's source? Do I get a chance to set that? And if not here, oh, I do. Get set to reference the object that raised the event. Okay, cool. We'll say it's equal to this, just in case. Just in case it's not already sending that. I'm not sure if it is. I don't think it can from this new here. You got one coin you haven't collected, guys. What? You're just gonna leave that there? You're bugging me. I'm gonna go get it now. See if you guys can beat me. Beat me to it.
Such a delay.
I'm gonna get it first. I don't know who got it. Did you get it? I don't know.
Charlie, I'm gonna. Oh, that's a tough one.
I don't know. Maybe I did. Hard to tell. All right. So let me just blow you guys up for a second. Isn't that fun? You can come back. You guys can come back if you want.
Gotta love those fireworks.
Okay, so let's see. Character change, we're going to send ourselves out as the source, so that's going to be good. Then let's come out to the main window.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh. Let's do a refresh over here, rebuild. No inner exception here. Routed event. Object reference not set to an instance. I'm not sure what that is. Did we rebuild? I didn't look at the bottom. Let's try one more time. Rebuild. Rebuild all started. Ready. Still have the same problem. Well, it's probably the routed events. What is my problem? Instance not set. Wait, I think I know what it may be. Is it... No, wait. On character change, the stat change, I think what's happening is this is being triggered. It's being triggered while we're loading. That's what I think. Let me comment this out for a second, and let's rebuild and see if that makes a change. Won't it be fun when we have like different shaped paint splotches we'll be able to put on the screen? It's going to be cool too. Okay, rebuild all succeeded. Main window. Nope. Same problem. So it's not that. That theory is not right. It's saying invoke handler, right? User controls effect list constructor. It's in effects list constructor. What? How is it over there? Object reference not set to an instance of an object. What? Huh. I'm not sure what's going on with this. Do I have any stat boxes in here? Nope, no stat boxes. That's the only thing I changed. just want to try closing it down and reopening it. Still the same. There's the loaded event, invoke. All right, well, let's go. Let's start playing with that and see if we can figure out what's going on here. Let's comment out load effects and see if that is the problem. I love how you're like playing the game, Rory, but you're also like, yep.
Well,
look at the bounce.
It's a good debugging mechanic because you basically process of elimination, right? We're gonna take out those things that we think are causing the problem and get something compiling back on screen, other than just the error itself. Even if that isn't necessarily our end goal, we sort of got to break the problem in half and proceed like that, yeah.
So we got still, I think, the same exception after our rebuild.
Does look like the same position, yeah.
Hold on, let's look at this effects list. Really? That can't be the problem. That doesn't make sense. Do a clean too, as if and imagine that that's somehow going to make a difference. Okay, let's do a rebuild. Yeah, it's kind of fun watching the graphics and the stuff that we created before. Whoa, what's happening with initialized component? What's going on here? Oh, why was that? I don't even understand that. That was really weird and interesting. Huh? Okay. It's this one? The loaded plus equals was the problem? Let's take that back. Rebuild. So is my disposing logic is the problem? Save effects I'm calling. Effects.toList. That is the problem maybe? I wonder if that's going to do it. If that's my problem here. Okay, what did we do? We are... How are we doing? Okay, we're good. And let's go back over into effects list and let's put this piece back in. Yeah, I'm wondering if they're kind of restarting and killing it, trying to save the effects, and that thing is not instantiated, and that's the problem. And this is not a new bug, but an old bug that I had that I never noticed. Build succeeded. Okay.
Sure, yeah.
Let's go look over one more time. Are we? Oh, no, it really, what that is, this is really interesting. This loaded plus equals, get window of this. That's got to be good. The get window is the problem?
I'm wondering, is
this might be the problem.
Is this a design time versus not design time kind of an issue?
I think it might be. I think it totally might be right here. Let's come in here, declare local on this, and we're going to say if not null. I bet you get window of this is what's causing the problem. Then we're going to do this. And then we're going to do that. And I bet that, I have a hunch this is going to fix it. Okay. Yeah, that was one of those where because I'd modified the events and I saw events show up a couple times, I was like, oh, there's the problem. But then I looked carefully and I was like, oh, wait, it's not the problem. And that was it. Okay.
Hey, there we go.
So we have greater understanding what's happening. Okay. So
which is always good.
It's always good. So now we have our character sheet, and we're going to come in here. We're going to say character changed, and we're going to say new event handler, and that's Kent's character sheet changed. Let's go in here. Let's set a breakpoint and just try to use edit and continue to try to make this baby work and see what we can do. See if we can get this all working without ever restarting again. So just double checking to make sure all Chrome instances are down. They are. I'm going to go ahead and start it up. Got a breakpoint on character changed. There's the other player who's not there. Here's my app. coming up. I'm going to switch to this view right here. And for this to work, we need the dragon overlay up. The dragon dragon front overlay? Oh no, wait, is this is the back overlay, isn't it? I think this one is the back overlay.
Because the front was for the effects and so forth.
Yeah. So this is the one we want. So that means if I click on, for example, Karen up here, there we go. Yeah, that's the one we want to test. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that.
Very slow there in that last little bit.
Yeah. It is supposed to go a little slower, but it's not supposed to be like that. So I'll have to look into that. We'll figure that out. Okay, so now what I want to do is if I come in here to alignment and I say, well, if I do evil, hit enter, I was expecting a breakpoint at that point. Isn't that where I set it? Let's go check it out here. Character sheets.xaml. Oh, and they're not letting me see the design stuff because we're running and debugging. Let's just find it then. Align.
We have a lot of alignment.
Okay.
Oh, the stat alignment though, that's good, yeah.
Yeah, any stat changed we've got there. So let's go over into text changed. And I just realized I should really, whoops, sorry, not there. Any stat change. What I should really do, oh, that's why.
Didn't actually set the breakpoint.
Yeah, that was evil.
A minor technical detail.
And I'll put a space. There we go. Okay. No, it wasn't that I just set a breakpoint. It's that I had that there. I did set a breakpoint, but it's not here. It's later. If I just hit run, what's wrong here? Do I have my function lock on? Hitting F5 to run. There we go. So now we have character sheet change. So now we have the DM character sheet is coming in here. So we can come in and do something like this. If sender is character sheet, I think is in character sheets. Yeah, let's use that instead. Is that what it is? Let's double check that. Yeah, it's character sheets. Okay. Then I want to say something like we want to get the character on it is what I think we want to do based on it. So I want to say get the character. And that's going to be a string that I think we're going to bring back. Character data is equal to that. Then I want to go, where are we in here? Where do we send out? Here we go. I think I want to go to the Hubtastic base station. If you're just joining us, yeah, we actually have classes that have those cool names. And I'm going to choose player data changed is what I want to do. That used to be player page changed, but I changed it. So I changed it to player data changed because I'm also going to be sending in data to it. So essentially, I just want that line of code right there. So we're going to send the selected index, the active page, which is equal to this guy right here. So I'll just do that. And, well, actually, no, I could.
Serialized form of the...
No, I'm really good.
Data.
I'm good with that. And yeah, and then the character right here. This is going to be the serialized form of that, which we're going to get from getCharacter. Now let's declare that. Oh, and I'm just now noticing that we've changed, and you can't see the code behind me. Let's maybe do this right here. We'll do that. And I'll zoom it in a little bit here so we can see a little bit more of it. Okay, so let's go declare that, getCharacter. And I think I'm going to, so we want to create a new character. Not a character casing, but a new character. And it's going to use D&D core for that. Ooh, wait, undo. Can't do that while we're debugging. We have to do this while we're debugging. Declare local. That's my character. And I want to say character dot, well, let's at least get that data in there. So that's alignment is equal to, did I end up using that? I thought I took it out. Yeah, I don't see it. Oh, you know, it is still there. I thought I hit undo, but maybe not enough. I just want to make sure that we have that there. Okay, character alignment is equal to, what is it, stat?
It's a particular
Alignment.
alignment, yeah.
Dot, do I have a text property in there? Looks like I did. Okay, good. So we're just going to send only alignment over.
Just that one thing for now.
Yeah. This is going to be here. And then we're going to say, we're going to serialize it. And I totally forgotten how to do it. What is it? It's JSON.
JSON converter, maybe? Or JSON...
Dot, it's not
You're going to
parse.
need the Newtonsoft
Yep.
first.
Yep. So let's, why isn't it giving me that? Certainly I've got JSON already used somewhere inside of here, don't I?
I would think so.
Let's do a
We're certainly
search
sending other stuff across, so...
through here. Yeah, we want to go see if there's anything in the, here it is right here.
And Newtonsoft.json is the theoretical...
That's the using piece I want. Well, let's grab that at least. Let's come back. Oh, it's because it's all uppercase. Sorry, that's why I didn't find it. Okay, so actually let's go back to our find results and see what we were doing, because I need to refresh my memory on this. So we created something called storage, but we were saying, where is the JSON call?
I'm guessing it's within the save routine. So if we jump to that, we can probably drill in a little bit.
Hold on. Oh, right in storage save.
Possibly.
Oh, yeah, I think you're right. No, I think you're totally right. Okay. Let's look at that. There it is.
There we go,
JSON
JSON
convert. Serialized object. That's what I'm looking for. Okay. So it's, is it that? There, it looks like that's
so.
it. Okay,
Yep.
and then we're going to return that.
Yep. I'm going to pass in character instead of data.
And there we go. All right, good.
So there's our nice prototype. We knew up a character. We set a couple of things that we know basically we'll have in fact altered, serialize that, and return it back out.
All right, so now we're going to return that back out. We've got the character. Let's look at the character. That there you can see. Let's do this. There you can see it. That is the character. Alignment, we're looking to see somewhere inside of here. Thought we would see that near the front, but I'm not seeing it.
Scanning.
Yeah, feel like I need to grab it and copy it.
There it is.
You
there
got
it?
it?
Is. Fourth, fifth line from the bottom, far right-hand side.
There it is, evil. Nice, with the space we just added. So that's cool. So what I really want to do is I want to make it as you're typing, it doesn't trigger it every time. I want to only trigger it when you hit enter on it, or when you check a box or something like that. So we'll tweak that a bit, but there, okay, so that's good. So now we're going to send that over. And then on the other side of things in, connection.ts, player data changed. This is where we're going to send this to it. Let's set a breakpoint there and hit run. System exception here. Update live viewers. The SSL connection could not be established. Failed because the remote party is closed to transport stream. I think that's because I was...
Because we were in there for a long time, weren't
Yeah,
we?
I think that's it. So if we just run, we're kind of... oh, we actually kind of got there, it looks like. Let's see. I'll hit the letter T and see if we can get back in there. Twin, nope. So we're not getting our breakpoints anymore on this. I think I'm going to have to refresh. Let's try a refresh over here and see if that gets us out of this. And actually, I'm just now thinking that we may not, this may not come out of this at all because it's not clearing this. I think we're going to have to restart.
Yeah.
I'm closing it down. Oh, whoa, we were at the breakpoint.
Huh.
Oh, we did not need to do that. All right, so hold on a second. Sorry about that, guys. Where am I going? I'm going to here, 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 closing down every instance. And let's go ahead and start up one more time. And switch over to this view. So we're looking for the breakpoint happening here when the player data is changed. Let me clear that breakpoint for now, and we'll set it in a bit. want to clear it. I'm clicking it to clear. There we go. I want to go into player data changed anyway. And here's where I want to. Oh, nice. We're sending the log data out, which means we'll be able to look at that piece as it comes in. So I'll set I'll wait for a second, and we'll set the breakpoint there in a moment. So I'm just going to go interact with the WPF app. Let's go take it, switch page. We only have this on the Kent page here, so here's where we have it. I'm going to type in evil.
That's going into the address bar, mate.
I know. I'm typing it in because I know exactly what I'm doing, Roy. Because I'm just typing it in because I want to just paste without triggering.
Oh, I see.
So I'm going to paste it in.
That's intelligent, that is.
But we're not getting that breakpoint out there, though. Oh, because I didn't change it. I didn't do this. Let's set the break. Put the space bar. Okay, good. There's our player data coming in. That's good. That's like.
So that's made it all the way from the WPF into the client side.
Yeah.
And has been received. That's good.
It is. It has been received. Now these should not change because we should. If we step through this, we should step over this and step over this as well. So we're here and here. But we do have
the same page and it's the same character.
Yeah,
so
but we now have new player data. So I think what we want to do is create like a function here called this.update player data.
Yep.
Player data. And maybe along the lines of maybe something like this. If player data is not equal to an empty string, then we're going to do that. Because I've been sending empty strings over before when nothing is being changed. Let's declare that method, that function. And here we are. The player data is coming in. And now what I need to do is I need to grab the alignment is what I need to do. And
so normally what we do is we'd hydrate the whole thing into an actual JSON object, wouldn't we?
Yeah.
And then just take that single item out.
Yeah, and then grab it, exactly, but because that gives us IntelliSense. But it's only, I think it's only needed once here. I'm not entirely sure about that. So let's go refresh my memory as well in terms of what's happening down here in the, hold on, not in this app, not here, but in the Overlay Manager TypeScript, character stats scroll, it's probably in here. Character is what is going on. Here's the characters that we're using. Let's see what's going on here with these. Character stats scroll dot characters. That's where we're going to mess with it, is what we're going to do. So let me just copy this. And let's see if we can get back to where we were. So we're going to say character stats scroll dot characters of the right one, which is going to be selected character index, that one.
Yeah.
Okay. Dot alignment. Do we have alignment? Come on. I hear you saying yep, like it should work.
We should do, yeah.
Wait, this dot character stat scroll is the problem. Character stat scroll is not here inside of, it's this, sorry. Okay, we were just in another place. All right, so now we should get alignment. Good. Is equal to player data dot alignment.
Right, but player data is only a string. We haven't actually changed that from being a string yet.
Oh, shoot.
So you can't pull anything out. You've got to do a JSON.parse on the string itself into an object, which you can then reach into the alignment of, I believe.
Yeah, no, you're totally right. When you were saying that, I was thinking we kind of already had an object here with us because I was thinking about the way it looks when I was hovering over it. But then I realized, oh, you know, because I was thinking that looks just like an object, but it's not. So now we're going to say, character, and I'll make it of type any, and we'll say it's equal to that, and then we're going to say it's equal to character dot alignment, and there. What's wrong with my syntax?
Fine with that.
Let.
Not like any. Oh, let's, yes.
Is what I forgot, I think. There we go. Okay, so let's
That
set.
looks pretty happy.
Can't set the next statement for some reason. Oh, interesting. It doesn't like that I'm making changes here. Why is that? Let's get rid of this line of code, that throwing in the exception, and let's run it. And I just kind of feel like we got a shot of it working anyway. Let's see if we change, we'll make one more change. Okay. Are we going to be able to now get into here? In here? Will Visual Studio be able to get those? It does not look like it. I'm clicking here and setting a breakpoint there. So I think it's going to work, but
you can't step through it because the mapping isn't generated correctly.
yeah, is what I
Not
think
yet
is
anyway.
happening. So yeah, I'd have to refresh it, but I am going to send this out here and say run, and we're going to check the console log over here, and let's see if we can at least see that. Console, I think is the, this is not what I just sent.
There's
Hold on.
lawful evil with a space.
I don't want to send
particular
this here anyway. Sorry. Like, what was I? Sometimes I look at code I wrote and I'm like, what was I thinking? This is what I was thinking I wanted to do. But I instead said, you know, it doesn't even, I'm just embarrassed to explain, is what I'm embarrassed to explain when I realized. All right, I'm noticing that their stream is, let me just switch the view over here on our stream. Come back over here to the main window. We've got Kent up here. Let's make a, we have to, no, we're going to have to, we can test here is what we can do. So we'll test in this world. So now if I, oh, interesting. It made the changes in two different places. Lawful evil. It is doing the lawful evil stuff. Are we at the breakpoint? Not the breakpoint. Let's go check and see what is being sent out here. Are we sending the character out now at least? No, because I haven't refreshed. Let me try for refreshing. I wonder if I have to refresh, if refreshing would allow me to reach the breakpoint. Let's just see if that, oh, look at that. Rory, I think
What
that's,
about the if a little higher up? That was the one you couldn't hit before.
that was it.
Okay, right.
We have learned something new.
So Studio is aware of the version of things that are running in Chrome.
Not a bug, an actual feature. Okay, that is
Yeah.
awesome that we just learned that. We are now more powerful in terms of what's going on. Here, let me switch back to this view again. It's going to switch every time I make a change, so my apologies for that. But now if we make a change to this, now we're paused over here. Okay, good. And alignment's lawful evil, that looks good. This alignment's
And that's the
chaotic
version
good.
With, no spaces, which is good as well.
Yeah,
That-
yeah, yeah.
That
So
proves it was what we were doing.
I'm going to run it, and we're not seeing anything here yet because we haven't sent anything over, but let's just do a quick send of something. Switch back to Kent, because Kent's the one where we've got the changes on, and come in here, and we're going to say lawful GOOD.
Look at that. It's changing in the background. Absolutely every single keystroke is changing very nicely.
Okay, so we did it, Rory.
That's success.
we
Ship it.
It didn't feel good for a while, did it? Now, don't
There
worry.
was some hairy moments.
There
but
were
yeah,
some-
no, we got there.
There was some crazy stuff going on there. So I'm not gonna make any more changes because it shifts the view and you get that other cameras coming up there. But that is it with regards to. I just realized, Karen, are you in the room? She's not in the room. Okay. I was just going to bring her on, and because we could actually, that other camera, she can sit down at that chair and be on that other camera and say hello. But she's not here. But next time she's in the area, we'll have her say hi.
Just
And,
lost the opportunity to make the case for no explosives.
oh, that's what I say. We'll talk to her about the explosive show, which is, I think, what we're going to do either around show 100 or when we get 500 followers, somewhere in that range. So we'll do the show where we're lighting off explosives in the home via remote control from the chat room. So we'll launch the drones. The drones will set up something that'll protect me. And it'll be a test of skill. If you can get the bomb to blow off here, an actual explosive will go off right in front of my face. It's going to be the most beautiful, exciting things ever. The trickiest part that I haven't figured out yet is how to get the explosive mounted right about here under the camera without it severely blocking my view of the monitor right behind it. That's a little tricky. I haven't quite figured out. Maybe I'm going to be suspending the explosive. That's kind of exciting too. An explosive suspended through the air, Rory?
Oh, right. Yeah. Yeah.
Like just swinging?
Just swinging in
That's-
preparation.
That's exciting to me as well,
Okay.
right? And then, like, if we had a previous show where we had a fan set up that could cool me down, someone could actually turn on the fan to get the explosive to blow closer and then launch the meteor to come in and hit right here, and there'd be a serious accident and I'd never do the show
Just
again.
got to start practicing my shooting.
Yes, you better. You got almost 1,000 coins, Rory. Look at you.
Maybe.
You are a hoarder of the
It's
coins,
been a long
sir.
time since we've had coins up because
Yeah.
we've been doing a lot of the D&D stuff. So.
Yeah, that's true. All right, so I'm going to end the show, Rory. I think is what I'm going to do because I see tedious work everywhere, and I don't really want to be. I don't want to be that guy, and who's making you watch the tedious stuff go. Although I see
I
Jenna
just
Scoot.
figured out the right coordinates to set explosives off.
Yeah, but I'm going to put up a wall, Rory. What's going to happen is each time you knock one off, it's going to get harder. So there's going to get more walls that come up.
Okay.
Right,
fair
and
enough.
soon it's going to be just tricky. You're going to have to do it, and I'll just be like, like the guy on the, sitting on the platform that drops over the water tank, right?
Yep.
And you're trying to throw at the target. I'm going to be that guy. It's going to be a little bit fun, I think, because
This could be good.
when you actually get it, I'll probably be seeing it coming, like, uh-oh, that looks like it's going to hit, and then boom, it's going to go, and so, yeah. By the way, this is like, what other stream gives you this, kids? Look at this. Tell your friends. Holy cow! Some crazy stuff going on here on the stream here. All right, I'm going to take this guy and move this guy out of here, and I'm going to come back over here in my effect builder. Now that I got that working, I want to come and try another effect and see. I want to go let's go with blue fire here. Okay, cool. So they're running at the same time. So this is actually very cool. We've got two pretty sophisticated particle effects running at the same time. Here's some blue smoke in there like that. Somebody shot some blood up there, right? Some pretty cool effects on the stream. So what's fun about all of this is that when we actually get this whole thing working in a way that's not just simply chaotic, that was Genescu 7. Nice targeting there, Genescu 7. When we get it so it's not all just chaotic and it's actually making sense, I think it's actually going to be a really fun to watch Dungeons and Dragons game, right? Where we have, effects going off, sound
I
effects,
think you're
all that
absolutely
stuff.
right. I mean, if you look even just at the list of effects you've been able to create there already, they're already looking pretty sophisticated because you've had that ability to sort of just refine each one, and the flexibility of the underlying system is huge.
Yeah. It is. Let's do the Mark Gush right here. This is my favorite. If we line it up, that's meant to be lined up, by the way, with the, hold on. It's meant to be lined up with the view from right here. So that view, and then boom, like there. Isn't that so cool? Oh man. Oh, I got hit again. Oh, I'm losing a lot of blood here in this game. Yeah, this is going to be one of my favorite things right here. Just this whoosh, like that. Yeah, and then that too as well. Like, oh, I've got to cover that down. All right. So so cool, fun and cool. I'm not sure what we're going to do tomorrow on this. Is what I think. I am going to hook up and transfer this data. And I'm not sure. We'll figure out what we're going to do tomorrow. Maybe we'll work in user controls in C#. Maybe we'll work in test cases for the modeling of the actual things like attacking and saving throws and things like that.
Sure.
There's also the ability to collect Dungeons and Dragons data out via REST API calls. And so I'm considering that. These are all possible things that we're going to do. But whatever it is, we'll see tomorrow. Before we go, though, I'm going to give away a copy of CodeRushed because, that's what we do.
CodeRushed giveaway.
And today, hold on one second here. I want to get rid of get rid of that overlay
Page.
part of the screen there. Let's get this out of the way so we can see what drops down from the ceiling.
CodeRushed.
And today's winner is...
Holly Grab.
Okay, Holly Grab. Congratulations. That's you. Look on for a DM from me on Twitch. and I will tell you how you can get your copy of CodeRushed. Congratulations. All you have to do is follow, and we do fun stuff every 3 days a week, Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. Rory is with us to help us out. Will Bennett is often with us. Thanks so much, Janiscu7, Will Bennett, and everybody else in the chat room who's hanging out. We will see you tomorrow, and we'll find out what we're going to do tomorrow. It'll be something in these lines. Okay? All right. See you tomorrow, guys.